Yeah, once I get it.
You're live. Hello, this is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm on for another surprise live interactive. You can ask one question for tarot readings. We also have super chat enabled, and as you can tell from my hesitation, I'm not 100% sure what that is, but you're welcome to use it. And since there's nobody on yet, I'm just going to sit here and chat with myself for a few minutes. And what am I going to chat about? I have no idea. Well, yes, I do. I always have something to talk about. That's what happens when you get older and you talk to yourself a lot. There is a lot of things happening in the energy, and I'm noticing it personally. It's affecting me personally. I noticed, this morning I woke up and I had vertigo, which is one of the signs of the shift. And vertigo is not fun, as you know. It just was a minor case, so I guess it was a minor shift. But it's also ringing in the ears as a sign of the shift. If you have a tremendous amount of ringing in the ears and it's bothering you a lot, then my recommendation is you sit down and you talk with yourself and you find out why you're caught between moving forward and staying in one spot, because it happens when you're starting to move up, not when you're on the other side or before you move up. All right. And that can be a lecture I give myself as well. What else is there? Oh, I was listening to a young man, and his name's Aaron, and I can't pronounce his other name. I should listen to it more closely. And one of the things he says was that when we move from the third to the fourth through to the fifth, and we will want to move on to the fifth, we don't want to stay in the fourth because it's the dreamland, we will be wanting to drink more than we eat. And I have noticed that I'll eat one meal a day, and then I'll end up drinking for the rest of the night. Some of my drinks are heavy, like turmeric and cocoa and things like that, but they are enough to sustain me until the next morning. And that's pretty exciting news, because that means we're letting go, we're vibrating higher, we're losing the old density. And to lose the old density means we're leaving behind that which we cannot take with us. And what can't we take with us? Same old. Frustrations. Well, you can probably take a bit of frustration. Anger, dislike, any of the negative emotions you cannot take with you, because the higher vibrations will not handle it. If you continue to hold on to this, then you're going to get stuck, and it's not worth it. So when people tell you to forgive that person, you do never forgive that person for that other person. You forgive that other person for yourself. And that is the big question that people don't often understand. They say, but he treated me so badly. She was so horrible to me. It doesn't matter. The only person in this world you have total control over is you.
So I'm just going to jump in right now, because we already have a bunch of people talking to you.
Oh, good. Hi.
So we have our first, and I'm going to butcher your last name. I'm sorry. Kathy Sefa. She says, hi, I'm on first.
Oh, sweet. Hi, Lakshmi.
Lakshmi sends $1.99 donation and says, hi. Tati A, we've talked to her before. She says,
Tati.
hello, Eliz-sha.
Oh, yeah. We had a really great time on Friday.
She comments, it's me, Tatiana. We had a chat last Friday.
Oh, I remember you. I won't forget you. You were a wonderful person to talk to.
We also have Kathy Sepias sending us $5.
Well, thank you. And Lily?
We have Lily Dulo. She says hello.
Hi. And Bonnie.
Tati A says, asks, how is Anthony feeling about me today?
Well, his heart is actually, believe it or not, his heart is warmer. It actually seems to have melted a little bit more.
We have Lily Dulo commenting, "Wow, so nice! Something I want on my partner and commitment. Seems like we are close many times of living together.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything?"
I think it's coming. I think you're going to find, and I try not to do days or months or something, but it's going to be when the weather's really hot. You'll find that it just sort of naturally occurs for you, and I think it's this summer. But as I'll tell anybody, I can be right on to the half day, or I can be a couple of years off, but it feels close. Lily.
Bonnie Myers with an I says, "Hello, lovely lady."
Hi, Bonnie.
Elizabeth Myers with a Y says, "Hi, wise lady."
I wanted to tell you something, Elizabeth, and since it's really hard to catch you lately, Elizabeth is a good friend of mine. See these? These are runes, and I've had them for 3 years for sale, and nobody's bought them. I'm going to send them to you for either you or your brother. But I'm trying to get hold of you for a couple of days, and I know you're indisposed, and you have good reason for it. All right.
Angela Patterson says, "Hello. Just wondering if me and Terry will ever be able to heal things and be together, or if I should just move on."
Okay, Terry. Okay. Hang on, Angela. Terry's still a little bit angry. I know you're a bit frustrated and you're not even sure that you want it anymore. But Terry still hasn't let go of his crap. And and it is his, it's not yours. What he's feeling or seeing from what occurred, my feeling is a lot of it was his imagination and not the truth. It's just how he reacted, is how he was trained to react. It's how he reacts. It just is his conditioned response. But, and here's the but, I feel very strongly he still loves you. So that is a yeah, maybe, possibly. What should I do with that? I would, at this point, I would walk away. Keep living your life, go on dates, do something fun. And when he sees that you've moved on, he won't have anything to push against, and his frustration and anger should dissipate, and you might find that what you're wanting will happen naturally if you want it still. Does that help? Did that make any sense to you? If it didn't, I'll try and repeat it in a different way.
Until then, Keisha W asks if she will conceive a baby this year.
If you heard that, it's my dog having a nightmare. I feel yes, that you will. I feel a great deal of excitement around this event. Don't get excited till the baby's been in your womb for 3 months. And it may be simply that the baby, because the energy is shifting and wild, it may be the baby will come in, attempt to stay, and then move out. But it's set up the energy so that it can come back in probably a short time. I'm not saying that's what will happen. The baby might possibly be strong enough in the energies to stay anyhow. When you conceive, surround that baby with energetic love in your womb, put a shield around it, and that baby may be able to stay for the first time. But yes, that same baby is coming back to you regardless. And if you've lost a baby in the past, this is the same baby coming back. He really loves you. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot. So
But
apologies
don't. We should do Kathy Sefia at first.
Yeah, I'm looking for her question.
Okay. She can rewrite it when she wrote it. And Aparna.
Yeah, I think she retracted her question. It just there's a lot, so let me wade through. Oso Gucci asks with a $2 donation, are the spirits saying anything for me in the coming months? This is very weird. But what I saw was a beam of light coming down, and you standing there like you're standing in a spotlight. And that could be read different ways. If you're an actor or an artist, then you're going to get a really good role. If you're a psychic or a spiritualist, then you're receiving a tremendous amount of energy input, a great deal of downloads. So something is coming for you. It's definitely something coming for you, and it's definitely going to be very positive for you. I don't see any... it's beautiful light, so it's good. Just remember when it comes down and it hits your heart and you go, oh my God, this is more than I expected, to, instead of closing down, open and allow, because this is stuff you have asked for and you want. And it can be a shock when you get what you want. Okay, I found Kathy's question. She donated $5. Thank you. And she asks, tomorrow is my birthday. Can you tell me if any of my prayers will come true? Happy birthday. Well, first of all, I don't know if this was one of your prayers, but I see a beautiful cake. Whether, and that might, but it's huge, so it might be from your guides and angels, metaphorically giving you this beautiful cake. But regardless, you are receiving a beautiful cake, beautifully decorated. Tastes good too, from what I'm being told. What are your prayers? Prayer 1 has been heard, which means that it's in the works. Prayer 2 has been sidelined just a bit, but it's not gone. And prayer 3, it's in the works, but you're going to get a surprise that you didn't ask for, which is going to make you extremely giddy. And there seems to be that I'm feeling somebody wrapping their arms around you, giving you a huge hug. I feel that one's something that will happen in the physical. Whether it happens tomorrow or not, I can't tell you that, but it's a great deal of love energy in that. Okay. And with you, if that's not what you're asking, ask again. Hi, Janet. We have a $3 donation by MH asking how Aisu hi. Is doing today. Okay. She's feisty today. She's not sitting down on her laurels. She's standing up and telling people what she wants and how she wants it, and people are going, okay, and they're jumping. This is going through all parts of her life, not just the work
working area. Um, she's doing good today. She, I think the feistiness comes from her from being a little frustrated, but she's handling it well. Thank you very much.
Um, Elizabeth Myers thanks you for the runes and says, I love runes. They are very useful. Erin Beck says, hi, does it look if I put some classes together to teach on energy mediumship, etc.? How does
Okay,
it look?
what's her name?
Erin.
Erin.
Our Erin.
Oh, hi, Erin. Everything you touch when it comes to energy is going to do extremely well. As I said before, Erin, this time next year, or a couple months ago, this time next year, you're going to look back and you're going to go, wow. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. That's a really good idea, in fact.
Kaisi Su, which I guess is a play on words of Cassie Sue. So I'm just going to call you Cassie from now on. It says, hello. This is the second time I've caught you live. I love this. I'm just wondering if my guides have anything I need to know. Thank you.
Okay. I love the way you put your name. You wrote your name.
Very lovely.
It is actually really strong energy around it. Well, first of all, your guides are really, really happy with you. They just sort of, just when you asked, they just sort of swooshed in and surrounded you with bright energy light. And so they want you to continue doing what you're doing. And they're telling you, trust yourself. Be confident in yourself, because what you are doing is leading you to where you are supposed to go. And thank you for enjoying this conversation. It's the third time I've done it. It still takes me out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I find it very quick. But let's see if I can pick up some more, Cassie Sue. So there is a door coming up, and I see things spatially inside. If it helps, I don't know. If it doesn't, whatever. There's a door coming up. The color of the energy is green. It's on this side. When it comes up, open it and see if you like what's behind the door. It is nothing like what you've done before at all. But it is something you've done many, many lifetimes, and you're extremely good at it. And it's going to take you by surprise, and you're going to absolutely love it if you give it a chance. And I think it has to do with the form of energy healing that is coming new into the world, this world, not the worlds you've been in the past, because you're a master at this. You just have to remember. I hope that's what you wanted to hear, because I like the feel of it. Okay.
Jeanette Preston.
Hi, Janet.
Asks, I just left the hospital. I had a colonoscopy and 3 polyps were removed. Can you sense if there was anything to worry about?
So what I'm going to suggest to you is that you do a lot of energy work between now and hearing the information. Do a lot of clearing. Ask us, we will help you. We're really good at it. If there is anybody at this point where you have not forgiven them, again, forgive them. Not for them, for yourself. And the answer will be fine. If you continue to hold on to frustrations and resentments, it may not be as positive, but it's not life-threatening. But it's a way of getting you to jump into the fray, so to speak, and say, yeah, I can forgive. I'm really good at that. And honestly, Janet, you should be, because you've got a powerful energy behind you. All right.
Lakshmi asks, "Wise lady, I had a talk with my bosses today. How would things work out? How will things work out?"
If let me go to the cards for that one, because that's a question that I've talked about before, and I'm getting a little too close to the energy. All right. So 3 major arcana, go figure. So the first one is the Hierophant, and that's drawing attention to yourself, pointing out the obvious. The bosses are the emperors, and the outcome card is joy and happiness. I suspect that they are thinking very closely about what you requested. They're a little surprised because they didn't bother to think in that way before, though they don't obviously know their employees, what they didn't very well. But they're thinking about it seriously. And the outcome card is joy and happiness. So for you, what will happen will be very positive, regardless of what you feel right now. Okay, good luck, Aparna.
We just have a couple of comments to catch up on. Angela Patterson says, "I love the honesty, so spot on. Thank you so much."
I try really hard to be honest.
Tatier says, "Thank you, Eliz-sha. I had a wonderful time talking to you last Friday as well. Love and light to you." Kesha W says, "Thank you so much." Brony Myers, or Bonnie Myers with an I, says, asks, "What do I most need to know? I'm a bit stuck."
Okay, well, basically it's your energy that's stuck, not you. And that's easy enough to shake up. What I would suggest is you just do a little meditation, and when you do the meditation, pull the energy through your head and down, and imagine it going through everywhere, and where it stops, give it a little push and get it out. Otherwise, on my group, wisdomseekers.net, we have a lady, her name's Nikki. She does energy clearing and does block clearing for $20. She's amazing. You can do it yourself, though I suspect if you want help, though, for $20, this lady is amazing. What should you know? Right now, for the whole world, it's the same thing I've said about 3 times today. Forgiveness. That is the huge thing. And the most important person in the world for you to forgive is always going to be you. And once you've forgiven yourself, then you allow the love to come in. And whether you can love from the heart or you need to pull it in from your guides, that doesn't matter. As long as you pull the energy, as long as you can feel the love for yourself. And your guides, they love you deeply. What else should you know? This is really stupid, pardon me, but they're telling me to make sure you drive on the right side of the right side of the road when you drive. Okay, I think that's a joke. I think it's an inside joke, but be there.
Also, Gucci, thanks you for your answering their question. Yasmin Fox asks, "What's the next change in my life that's going to happen? Love, maybe? And thank you."
Yasmin, I love that name. I've always loved that name. Well, this is funny. You're asking about love, and I assume you're asking about outside of yourself. But the feeling I'm getting is that you are beginning to appreciate and love who you are, and because you're appreciating and loving yourself, you are attracting more than one potential. It's sort of like there's a bunch of guys going, "Whoa, look at that!" as you walk by. I also see the beach, I don't know if you're near the beach or anything, so maybe the love you're going to attract has something to do with the beach energy. It could be a first date. It could be that you meet them on the beach. It could be that you just like to be by the water and it gives you more strength. But I suspect you know more about the beach than I do because looks lovely. But the feeling I'm getting from you is peace. So either you have peace or you're attaining peace, and that is far more important than any love outside of yourself, because the love outside of yourself comes from inside of you first. Good luck.
We have a question from Danielle Marie 361. And yes, Danielle, you were accidentally skipped. I apologize. Like my mom is getting used to doing live YouTube videos. I'm getting used to following the chat.
It's really difficult.
It's a lot different than on
You're
Facebook. Anyways, she asks, will I be able to stay longer in the house that I'm renting?
What was her name again?
Danielle Marie.
Danielle Marie. My eldest daughter's name is Danielle. I chose it because I thought it was a beautiful name. As you can tell, I love names. I would start looking for another place if you can. Put out the intention that it be that the place you're in now, there's something shifting and changing in it. It doesn't feel bad. It just doesn't feel like it's your place. It's not as clean as it should be. Hang on. Can you answer that? Mm-hmm. And when I say clean, I mean energy clean, not physically clean. There's something wrong. The energy is not quite. It's not conducive for you growing and being. It doesn't feel like your place. Basically, it just it's you're used to it, but if you move to a new place, you'll find that. That you feel you're happier, you've got more joy in your life. I realize moving is a horrible event. I don't like it. It's moving across town is an 89% stress level. So I recognize that you prefer not to. At the same time, this will be for your benefit. I don't see it happening minimum for the next 3 months. And as I said before, timing is not my forte. But if it happens, if it does happen, it is for your benefit. If you want to stay in that house, try smudging it, try clearing the energy around it, and see if that makes a difference. Because right now it does not feel like it's good for you. It's not it doesn't fit you. That was a long rambling conversation. My apologies.
Cassie Sue says, answering your reading for her, definitely have been working on confidence. Thank you. Ooh, I wonder what it is. I know a lot about sound healing.
It could be sound healing is one of the most exciting things in the world I've ever. I believe it's one of the better healing modalities forever, but this is brand new, absolutely brand new. There might be other people that it's coming to as well, but it's something that not very many people know about, if it is, and you'll love it.
Jeanette Preston, answering again to your reading for her. I have no problem forgiving people from my past. It's things going on now I'm having problems with. I think I may need your help here. We really need to get together.
Yeah, we could do that. And if you message me, we can do a clearing over the internet. Well, over the ethers, not the internet. It's just a modality. Go ahead.
Lakshmi says thank you. MH says thank you. Yasmin Fox says thank you. Brony Myers with an I says, "Thank you so much. Funny, right side of the road. It's because I live in New Zealand. LOL."
Okay. I knew there was a joke in there. The guides, by the way, family guides especially, they are amazingly funny. And when people ask for mediumship, they come in and they say funny things. I've tried so hard to keep a straight face because the people who are asking about their loved ones are feeling bereaved quite often. And they're here making funny jokes. And I'm trying so hard to keep a straight face, but because for them, their life is really good. They're on the right side. The energy is great. They're not feeling the loss because they can still interact with you and everything like that. But yeah, they are really funny.
Doreen88 said,
Hi, Doreen.
888. There we go. Can I ask for a message for the phase I'm in?
Okay, this is they give me an image, not a word. It's like they're telling me, it's like you're picking yourself up and sunlight is coming through, and it looks like it's almost a little garden spot, but the sunlight's only on the one tiny area. So as you pick yourself up, the sunlight expands, and you instead of walking slowly, you start to walk with a great deal more confidence. So the phase you're in is passing, basically, is what they're saying. And there's more energy coming in for you. And again, this is something I end up telling most people. Trust yourself. When you get an intuition, it should come to the heart. Then the head can jump in and say, yes, this, that, this is how we can attain it. The head is not the master, it's the heart. Listen first to the heart. And I'm going to tell you, anybody who wants to, I'm going to tell you how to do that. And it takes like 30 seconds. The first thing you do is you get your question, you empty your mind, no thinking. If you think, then it doesn't work. Ask the question, but as you ask the question, bring it to the heart area. Immediately you will get an answer. Whether it takes, some people, it will take a while to understand and grab that question. It can be a word, it can be a feeling, it can be a knowing, and knowing is always the strongest of the senses. But could be a yes, it could be a no, and that will tell you exactly what you want to know. Whether you should buy that car, or whether you should like that guy. Is he good for me? And with women, we all know we like the bad boys. Why? I don't know, but the bad boys hurt us. So ask your heart and get a definitive, is this a lesson? If I step into it as a lesson, do I need that lesson? So it's simple. It takes less than 30 seconds, but empty the mind. Always empty the mind. All right.
Gina Joyce asks, "Is E ready to take this relationship to the next level?"
He is and he isn't. He gets his courage up, or he gets the courage up, just goes to do it, and he goes, and so there's a little hesitation there. The feeling is that he cares a great deal, but the courage is not there. And why? I suspect anybody who's been alive in this earth for any reasonable length of time has gone through some kind of hurt and pain. Be patient, be loving, but subtly let he know that you are ready for the next step. But that's subtle. You have to be subtle, because he does like to be the one who thinks he makes the choices. I think it's coming regardless. If you can be subtle and sort of gently slide it into his consciousness, it will happen before September. Otherwise, probably December, Christmas time area. All right.
Jen Taylor.
Hi, Jen.
She asks, my daughter Elizabetha was really missing my mom. Would we be able to do a mediumship session with you?
Oh, yes, of course. Anyhow, your mom reaches out to your daughter and she gives her a big hug, metaphorically, let her know that she is always surrounded. And your mom says, all she has to do is talk to me. I answer her. All right.
Brony Myers with an I says, sorry, can I ask one more question, please? Is there any messages from my mom who has passed?
Your mom really wants to talk to you. Because when you asked, she just sort of rushed in. And she's chattering a mile a minute and so fast I can't catch the words, to be honest. But she's really excited. And she wants to tell you all about where she's at, how she's doing. And the one thing I can pick up from her clearly is how much she enjoys spending time with you now. She says, you're a lot more fun than I realized. And that sounds like my mother. My mother, she pops in all the time. And before she passed, she tolerated what I do. Now she's in there like a dirty shirt and says, this is so exciting. This is fun. Let's do some more of it. And your mom just wants to do more. She wants to spend more time with you, be with you, and support you in your endeavors. And if she wasn't that supportive on the other side, I'm not saying she wasn't. What I'm emphasizing is when they get to the other side, they see things more clearly. And so they can do change their mind about a lot of things and are more open. And so where she was old-fashioned before, she's now new-fashioned. But she's a fun lady. You should book with Erin. Erin is a fabulous medium.
Lola B. She says, hi, what do I need to know going into June?
Okay. What I got, it's very sensitive, but at least it is for me. She said, it's feel good about yourself. Don't worry what other people think about you. You are a beautiful human being. And it's what you need to know going into June is that your confidence is the most important thing in your life at this moment. And I there's a saying, fake it till you make it. I never will tell you that. Don't ever fake something. Always be your genuine self. But at this point in time, bring out your genuine self-confidence, because my feeling is you don't trust yourself, and you're absolutely gorgeous human being with a lot to offer and a lot to give. If you're on here talking to me, my vibrations are fairly high. It means I'm going to attract people who have high vibrations. Trust yourself. You have high vibrations. You're beautiful. All right. And when people have a hard time trusting themselves, they say, I don't look good enough. I'm not smart enough. I tell them to stop looking at their body and look at their soul. And when they look at their soul and they realize how absolutely gorgeous it is, then a lot of that stuff, and it simply is stuff, falls away. All right. I hope that helps.
Doreen thanks you for your great advice, and she will take it to heart.
Well, heart's the best place for it.
Angela, we've had her before. She caught us on a different live stream
Cool.
before. She asks.
Well, Just Learning. I've talked to Just Learning before.
Yeah, but Angela.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a flutterby.
Says, I'm interviewing right now for a big company and a few others. I'm very interested for this big company. How will my career be?
Okay, so it must be something to do with self-love, everything this week. Confidence. You walk in confident. You have the executive stop. You know your subject, and you know what you're talking about. You will impress them very, very much. Initially, after you get a job, your career feels slow, and then all of a sudden it skyrockets. You're really good at what you do. It takes, but you still have to learn how to maneuver in the one particular company that you get into. I don't know if it's a huge company. It feels more like a middle-sized company, and they're a little more hands-on with their people. But ultimately, you're going to do fabulous. But between now and fabulous, you still have a bit of a learning curve. But be confident and know that you are brilliant. Okay, because when I look at you, you kind of shine. Kesha, hi Kesha.
Yeah, she asks, can I ask another question, please? I would like to know what is the connection with me and Patrick.
Let me see, Kesha. Well, that's a long question because you go back many lifetimes. And it's been, in many of the lifetimes, it's been hit or miss. Sometimes you get together really well, and sometimes you kind of miss each other. When you get together, it's like, it's very, the energy is extremely alive. You're extremely wide awake. You're extremely, it's like lightning bolts is what I'm seeing. So it's a little hard to describe. That's really hard to maintain. I suspect because this is a time of a shift, big shift, there are a lot of twin flames coming down. Twin flames are not necessarily the ones you want to fall in love with and marry. Twin flames are really great friends. And they might be even closer to you than the person you end up married to, but you don't have to live with them. So the connection between the two of you at this moment is very powerful. I do believe Patrick is not as courageous as you. He is a little bit afraid of the energy that goes with it because it is breathtaking. It takes away the energy, it takes away your breath. It's if you can, and I know this is really difficult, if you can back off your energy a bit, allow him to move forward slowly, and he will creep forward slowly, you will have a greater chance of things working to your benefit. If you try too hard, if you always bend to say, oh, I can change that, I can fix that, he's going to run away. But if you can back off and say, hey, I'm here, you want a coffee? Whenever you want, and be really casual, he will be more confident. All right.
Excuse me. Maria Herrera says, hi, is the new apartment a good place for me?
I hate to tell you this, but it's temporary. It's good for you while you're there, but it's temporary. And I see things shifting and changing in your life. And I don't see you. Well, it could max out at 5 years. Or it could max out at very much shorter, because things are shifting in your life. You're going in a new direction, and I see you. I see you actually moving into a place that is not an apartment. That's bigger, has more. It might actually be yours, a new place that belongs to you. But this is a future, because I don't know that you've run into your new future yet. I think it's going to come out of left field, and you're going to go, wow, was not expecting that. Go with it. It's good. It might be shocky at first, because humans don't like change. But if you can step back, be the third person observer, and realize that it's not negative that's coming, though it may feel negative, you will, you're going to move on. It's going to be really good, actually. But one step at a time.
Let's see. Christina Martinson asks, does Daniel have some feelings for me, or is he just playing with me?
What's the name again?
Danielle.
And what's the
person asking the question is Christina
and Daniel. Sorry, I work best with names, and okay. So you have a hesitation. You don't quite trust him, and truthfully, is when he talks to you, he really means what he's saying. But I'm not sure he really means what he's saying when he's not with you. I think if you interested in a relationship, walk the walk extremely slow, because as long as you don't feel here that you believe him, it can't go into a really good place. And as long as you feel that, he will not commit 100%, because we all know in the energies what is happening. It at this point, I think you've got a 50-50 chance, which is not horrible. It all depends on how you choose to. Well, personally, what I'm going to say is trust your instincts over anything else. Trust how you feel. Take it from the heart. If you were here when I told you how to ask questions, ask that question of yourself and Daniel, because I feel you already know the answer better than I can ever give it to you. All right?
Just quickly, just learning.
Hi.
She wants to know if you need her real name to read for her.
No, I've connected with you on Messenger on YouTube before.
She has a granddaughter named Autumn. I have a niece named Autumn. Which is just learning's real name.
Oh, beautiful.
Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, I love the name Autumn. My little girl, Autumn, my granddaughter, she's 4 years old. She walks into the room and nobody else exists but this little girl. She is sort of expansive.
We adore her, but she can be a bit of a harpy sometimes.
Yes.
Anyhow, going back to questions, we will get to everybody's question as soon as possible. Where was I?
Autumn's or just learning.
Just learning. Autumn asks, what do I do next for my spiritual gifts to keep awakening? Or any messages for my guidance, please?
Practice. The practice and practice and practice. Kristen, on my Facebook group, we had a talk the other day with Kristen on how things work with health and everything, and she reminded me about when we're driving. Look at count the no, put a thing down, and it's going to take 30 seconds to get to the signpost, and get to the signpost, and that signpost is going to be yellow, and yeah, it's yellow. Anything. What song's going to come out next on the radio? What phone? Who's phoning? Anything like that. Just practice and practice until you get to know the feel of what is correct and what isn't. Play with tarot cards. Get regular cards and just run your hand up and down the back, because you can feel the red and the black. That's a really good way of developing your heightened senses. Be around people who are like-minded, and that means being on the internet, because they might not be in your group, but they are. If you can be around people who are like-minded on the internet. And we have, in my group, we have a lot of people who never met each other, and they're really good friends. That's close enough to being around like-minded. You have a big cheering section on the other side. They're cheering you on. They think, and literally they're stamping their feet and applauding. So whatever you're doing it right. Be open to shifts and changes. It's really hard sometimes when you've been brought up in a certain belief system. Allow the belief systems to be less important. Allow them to be, well, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. And you'll find that a lot of belief systems actually go by the wayside. So in your case, because you're a very open and knowing person, remember what you're doing is simply remembering. You're not learning something. You already know it. Allow yourself to trust yourself. And that's a huge one. And the best way to do that is allow yourself to release that which no longer serves. And it's nice to know you, Autumn.
Candace Moore says, hello, my mother's mother passed away shortly after I was born. She was able to hold me. I've always had a longing for her. Is she around?
And your grandmother's very, very elusive. No, wrong word. She talks and she says, I'm always with you. You are my absolutely favorite person in the whole physical world. And I am always there for you. Ask me anything. I will do what I can. Listen to me. Listen for my voice. And my voice sounds a lot like yours because we are very similar in personalities. But I help you all the time. She's made you her number one job, and she just loves you all to bits. It's I think there's a long history going to other realities. Well, other times where you have spent a lot of time together, and part of it is that you're so close in personality and size that you're probably part of the same oversoul. But no, the biggest thing I can tell you is how much it's my heart opens like 10 sizes when she talks about you. That's the biggest thing I can give you right now.
Excuse me. Brony Myers, to your reading with his mom, says, oh, cool. Thanks. I miss my mom so much. Thank you so much.
Well, she adores you.
Andre Medorio, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, asks, how can I make things right with M and me? M and E.
Give me her first name again.
Andre.
So what I'm saying is sit still and be quiet. Sit still like the Chinese or Japanese meditation gardens. It's almost like sit still and be centered in yourself, and the answers will come to you how you can help change your reaction, change what happened between you and E.
And M.
Oh,
Don't forget
pardon me.
M. M and E and
So there's three of them? E and M?
E and M, yeah.
Okay. E misses you a great deal, would like things to be fixed. M still holds on to resentment, causing E not to be able to let things move forward. M you know, this sounds really dumb, but a milkshake. I saw a milkshake. I'm not sure if she likes milkshakes or not, but maybe just the act of reaching out to her or him with a tiny gift, like a milkshake, not a big gift, not something fabulous or expensive and nothing that, or a cup of coffee, and just reach out and say, hey, can the three of us chat? And it might be the act of reaching out might be simply enough. M has her own issues to work through, which got caught up in the problem, and might be a little more difficult. But I think if you first of all you sit still and allow yourself to hear things, you will know exactly what to do. So be the stillness for a few minutes, for a little while, and I suspect the gift should come in the future, maybe a week, not too long, but be the stillness first. And that is a really esoteric answer. Okay.
Gabriela Alma Mia Ija says, hello, messages for me from any of my deceased family.
Okay, this is the image I got. Your family is all around you, the ones that are deceased, and it's almost like they're having a very sedate party. They're dancing sedately, and it's almost like they're biding time for you to make a decision or to move forward. They care for you a great deal. They're patient, and they send their moral support always. But genetically, they're a very proud lineage, and they're saying you make us proud, and that could be that you make them proud, or that they expect that you are going to make them proud in the near future. But it's said with love, and there's no energy of pushing. They're allowing you to do things in your own time. Okay. We've been on for an hour.
I believe so. If you're not too tired, we can continue. If you are, we can.
Well, let's do a couple more minutes, and then because I don't want to leave anybody out.
So I will just quickly go over
God bless you too, Gabriella.
Yeah. A lot of thank yous. We had, I don't know if he's still watching, but someone from South Africa, Wouter. Wouter. Sorry, I'm butchering your name like crazy. Du Perez. He says hi, first time watching from South Africa.
Hi. There's a lot of South Africans in my area, actually. They're really nice people. We really enjoy them.
A lot of thank yous for your readings.
It's my pleasure. So,
one last question from Autumn. Just learning. She's been dreaming about her dog a lot lately passing away. Is it preparing her for his passing, or is it warning her and she still has time to heal what might need to be healed?
Well, I am not an animal communicator. I can do it. I'm not as good as my friend Elizabeth who's on there. But I will see if I can get it. If not, I recommend you talk to Elizabeth Myers on wisdomseekers.net. And she doesn't charge hardly anything, I know.
She's also our dream interpreter as well.
Yeah, she's head and shoulders above me. I can give you a little bit, but honest to God, Elizabeth is the one to go to. And she's fabulous. And she does spirit animals too, which are fabulous. I use them as birthday gifts actually, because they're they're fun, they're cool, and they're illuminating. Let me see what I can find out, Autumn. I am not 100% sure, but I think it may be a warning. She might be suggesting that you bring in another puppy so that your puppy can train the new puppy. Be careful of that. We did that. The old puppy trained the new puppy how to get into the garbage without knocking it over. She is now a garbage hound. Good one.
Well,
so was my older dog that trained her.
We should also add she's not so much of a garbage hound now because our garbage is now under our sink.
We literally had to put our garbage under the sink so that she couldn't get in at it. Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure. I would highly recommend you talk to Elizabeth on that one, both for the dream and for the animal communication. She's unparalleled.
We also have Sadie, who is...
Yeah, Sadie's very good too. And she does excellent work as well.
There was Rachel Snow. She asks, I just started hanging out with an old coworker. What are his intentions?
So old, is he's an old guy, or he's somebody you've known for a while?
I'm gonna lean towards somebody who she's known for a while.
Okay. Well, I sense that you figure there's something in there, and I think it would depend on whether you encourage that person or not. If you're not interested, be upfront and let them know. Because there is a spark there, whether it's what you want or not, that would be something you have to determine. That person doesn't feel horrible, but I think this one is squarely in your lap, and how you proceed with it. Hi, Elizabeth.
There was another question. I had it right here.
Just learning, no.
I will relook for that question. But for now, Courtney Milan asks, "Will my mom contact me soon?"
Your mother is very, pardon me, she feels a little high maintenance. She's also she walks her own drum beat. So for her, what is a short time could be a really long time for you. She actually is thinking about you. I don't actually see that she's come to a decision to reach out and talk to you, but it's not like it's malicious. It's more like it's kind of, it comes in and goes out, and she doesn't stop and pull in the information deep enough to actually look at it logically and think things through. So it might be that she'll turn around and go, "Oh, I better talk to my daughter or tomorrow," or it might be that she's simply off doing her things, and I'm not sure if this is the right term, but she does not live in this world the same way you do. And she's got a few, I apologize for this, she feels a tiny bit angry. I'm not sure if it's even anger or just I'm having a hard time using the right words for this because she's a very complicated woman. It's not really that she's angry, it's that it's all more like a frustration. I guess frustration would be the better level of energy that I'm feeling. And she doesn't actually know how to deal with certain situations. And I hope that helps. But as I said, she's a very complicated woman.
Marcy AO asks, "Any messages for me?"
Okay, apologize right off the bat. Your guide said, "Lighten up." You're doing really well. Don't put so much stress on yourself. And what they said, what will be, but it also feels like what you're looking for, you will attain. It may not be the way in the time frame you've put it for, but you will attain it. All right.
I accidentally skipped over Elizabeth in my rush to start wrapping things up. She asks, she remembers that we made crystals for the dog collars. She wonders what's the best crystals that she can use on Puppy's collar and Jazz's collar to help with their energy.
Oh, energy. I suspect kyanite, anything that will absorb and push it off, would probably work really well. Jazz, kyanite, definitely. Puppy, well, I can't see anything sticking to Puppy very long. So be careful what you put on the collar, because I think she'd more likely lose it really quickly, because I don't need that. I'm pretty good. I can handle it. She's quite a personality. Jazz, she's and you can't wear rose quartz, Elizabeth, but Jazz can. Tiny pieces is all you need, and maybe put them in a little resin or a little glue, or even sew them into a little package and put them around her neck. crochet package. I mean, hang on. I have all my jewelry over here. I know you can make great packages, so make a little one for her. Put the stones in, and basically, I suspect you know the answer to that better than I do, because you know your dogs really well, and you know how to do. You know a rocks probably better than I do, but kyanite would be one of them. I love fool's gold or pyrite because it's a protection, and it draws positive energy to you. So anything for Jazz that will bring her relief from aches and pains and things like that would be ideal. All right.
We have Wouter. Again, I apologize for messing up your name. He says he's still watching and he really likes our channel, your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy doing it. It's way out of my comfort level, as I keep telling people, because, well, I've never done it before. So, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
And I think we have two more questions, and I think we can start wrapping it up if you want to.
I think so. I'm starting to lose.
Kylie Brown, and this might be a bit more in-depth reading, asks, why is my family hiding from me?
I think that probably is a question you would prefer to ask one of myself or a reader that's not in a public forum. But the short answer is you vibrate too high, you shine too bright, and they cannot deal with the energy of you. And that unfortunately is a story that happens with light workers all the time. It is sad. It took my family 60 plus years to accept who and what I am, simply because they don't vibrate. My mother, who passed over, is a wonderful help now. I love having her around. She used to drive me a little bit insane before she died, but she's a big help now. My brother basically disowned me, who now really likes me. So it's a story that goes along with being a light worker and vibrating higher. You go in, you shake them up, scares the bejeebers out of them. I said, don't want anything to do with that, but you've already planted the seed. You've already started them growing. It may take a while. Anyhow, reach out to Elizabeth. She's an expert in this field. Reach out to me. I've lived it as well. Aaron, Nikki probably is very good at this. Tequila, to name a few of our best readers. But that is. Tequila actually might be the one you want. She's a Akashic Records reader, and that would probably give you a deeper, in-depth answer than just what I can give you right now.
So I think our last question for today comes from Jeanette Preston.
Oh, hi, Jeanette again.
She's asking about her grandparents. Just
Okay.
wants to,
yeah,
general,
I know.
I'm assuming.
So they reach out to you, they hug you, they say they love you, and they're really proud of you, and they kind of actually giving you a tiny gentle love shove to get out there and allow your energy to be more prominent. All right.
Oh.
And I know, Elizabeth, you need to go back to bed, right?
Oh. I'm sorry. this will be her last reading.
Okay.
I missed her in
And if we
it's-
miss people, we really apologize.
yeah, it's
It-
not personal at
No.
all. It's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Jin Seng, I
Hi.
apologize for messing up your name. She asks if you could pull a general card for her, please.
You want a card?
Yeah.
Sure, I can do that. And okay, I never pull one card. I'm horrible that way. I like things in threes. Okay, so you are learning a lot. It's relearning. You're pulling up old information. Your mind is clearing. You're learning a huge amount. Allow it to come in, even though it goes against what you've learned from the past, because you have been in the past, other lifetimes. You have been very powerful, psychic, spiritual person. Things are going to change. You're going to have some subconscious shifts, which generally means something's going to come up. You're going to have to clear it and let it go. The outcome card is the Nine of Pentacles, which is after putting in the effort, you are going to reap a great deal of rewards. So yes, and things are going to go well for you after you work things through. I mean, that's always the answer, right? The outcome is positive. Getting to it. You might have a few ups and downs, but you've got it. All right.
Yeah.
She's a Capricorn. She's like you. She's
Yeah.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Take the stubborn out. Use it for your best advice. Don't stick your heels in the ground. So I'm not going to do it. Say, yeah, I'm stubborn, and that's why I'm going to do it. Please.
So basically, we're just wrapping it up. Just Learning says, Eliz-sha, I love you, lady. When I have money, I will definitely get a reading. Thank you for all you do.
It's our pleasure.
And Jen Sang
Mm-hmm.
says, yes, I'm a Capricorn. Thank you. LOL. I knew that was your daughter, Capricorn daughter. Jeanette Preston says, you are an amazing lady, and I appreciate what you're doing. When I get paid, I'm going to get a full reading. Much love to you always.
It's my pleasure. Always my pleasure.
So basically, it's just a lot of thank yous. You're awesome.
Thank you very much. And I do need to sign off. I got work to do. So namaste. Namaste.
Bye.